Let's go to the questions. Which of the sentences below best expresses the essential information in the highlighted sentence in the passage? What is the highlighted sentence in the passage? One of the main reasons in the Industrial Revolution, one of the main reasons the Industrial Revolution had started in England is that the country had a large number of people who can work to work with the machinery in the factories. Do you understand? So this sentence, the main meaning is that one of the reasons that the Industrial Revolution started in England is that it had a large number of people available for work to work with the machinery in the factories. So let's choose the sentence with that meaning. There were not enough people to work in the factories in England during the Industrial Revolution. This is the opposite meaning, right? So this is not the answer. Without enough people, it is doubtful the Industrial Revolution would have ever begun. You can infer this from the sentence, highlighted sentence, but this is not the direct intention or the meaning of the sentence, right? So we're not going to choose B. England needed more people to work the machines in its numerous factories. Yes, they needed more people, but there were a lot of people. Do you understand? So this is not right. Having enough manpower to work in factories helped England begin to industrialize. So this is the answer. This is the exact same meaning, right? So D is the answer. Which of the following can be inferred from paragraph 1 about humans? They were more interested in farming the land than in pursuing academic endeavors. What is academic endeavors? Academic means related to studying in schools or college or universities. Endeavor is trying to do something, okay? So A was not mentioned. They have lacked sophisticated manufacturing ability for most of their history. Sophisticated means what? Advanced and complex, all right? This can be inferred, right? Since the beginning of human civilization, a large part of the population have been engaging in agriculture. This was true until the 18th century in England. So for the most part, they didn't have the sophisticated machines. They were often not able to produce enough food to feed their populations. Is this right? This is tricky. Then a series of changes in farming took place, and the result was that they needed less labor and produced a surplus of food. And this made possible the now well-fed population to grow fast. And these, so C is confusing, but you can't say it for sure that they were often not able to produce enough food for the population. You can't definitely say this, right? So B is better. They suffered a lack of large cities before the 18th century. They didn't, the author didn't mention of the numbers of large cities. So you can't infer this from the passage. The word most in the passage refers to what? Sometimes farmers were allowed to use the land if they paid for the fields fenced in, that means surrounded by fences. But the prices were um, too expensive for most. So who's most? Most of the farmers, right? So most is farmers. A. According to paragraph 2, farmers could no longer use certain fields in England because what? The government passed laws prohibiting their usage to most people. Is this right? Prohibit means what? Forbid. Ban. Same meaning, alright? Means not allow. Is this right? Paragraph 2. It's paragraph 1. However, in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, laws were enacted, laws were passed by the government that did not allow individual farmers from using a large area of land that they were using before. So this is right. A could be the answer. They refused to pay the fees for their use that the government demanded. They didn't refuse, right? It's just that the price was too expensive for them. C. They were set aside as places where new industries were to be built. So they here is what? They. Certain fields is they. Do you understand? Set aside, what does that mean? It means reserve something for a particular purpose, alright? It's not because they were reserved as the place where new industries were to be built, so it's not the answer. Rich landowners seized the lands for themselves and fenced them off. What does that mean? Seize. Seize means to take control of something quickly and suddenly and forcefully. So that means that they forced to have the land. They didn't do that, right? It's because that the government passed the laws not allowing the farmers to use it, which they were using before. Fence off means to separate an area by fence. So the answer would be A. The word fallow in the passage is closest in meaning to it. Fallow. Even if you don't know the meaning. Let's try to infer from the passage. They planted different crops in different fields while leaving some fallow in order to give the soil time to fill up the nutrients in it. So what would that mean? Fallow. If you are gonna give the soil time to fill up the nutrients, you have to plant nothing, right? So it would be an area of land without anything being sowed or planted. Fertilized. What does that mean, fertilized? I mean it has it has a lot of nutrients for the plants to grow strong. So A is a little bit confusing, but it's not, right? Blank or empty would be the closest meaning. Tend for, what does that mean? Tend for means to take care of something. Being next to that thing, you take care whenever it has the needs of something. Do you understand? So the closest meaning would be blank or empty, but the answer sheet chose D, but I think blank, empty is the same. So I don't think this is a good question. The word fodder is closest meaning to what? Fodder. Fodder. It also, let's look from the passage before, no, sentence before. Clover, a legume, helped revitalize the soil rather than taking out the nutrients as other crops did. It also functioned as fodder for livestock, for the farm animals, increasing the farmers' food supply for their animals by letting them graze their animals, let the animals eat grass on the area of land nearly all year long. So fodder will be what? Function as fodder, the food that animal eats, right? So what would be the answer? Grain, feed, supplements, vitamins. What's a grain? Grain is a seed inside a cereal crop. Do you understand? Like rice, wheat, corn. Feed is what? The animal feed is the food for animals. So B would be the answer, right? Supplement, what is this? Supplement is something that is added to improve the quality. So D, the vitamins. What is vitamins? Vitamins are the substances that are needed to be healthy, for your body to be healthy. It can be found in food, or you can eat them in the form of a pill. So fodder would be feed, B. In paragraph 3, the answers. The author's description of the success of agriculture in England mentions all of the following except what? Different crops were grown in different fields at various times. Is this right? Different crops in different fields were, they planted different crops in different fields while leaving some empty land, in order to give the soil the time to fill up the nutrients in it. So this is right. That's what a crop rotation is. People learned how to take better care of animals they raised. In addition, farmers learn how to take better care of their animals and how to breed them more properly. So this is right. There were improvements in the quality of seeds farmers planted. It doesn't mention this, right? Certain fields were closed off for the use by members of the public. The enclosing of fields had the effect of the fewer farmers working more efficiently in larger pieces of land. So this is right. So the answer is what? C, right? C.